Good morning, children. Sarah. So, today we are going to move ahead with chapter number 9, public facilities. So, children, when we discuss about public facilities, what are the basic points or basics that you deal with public facilities? And you really sum up that what are basic public facilities and why do we need them? Children, in this chapter, we are going to deal with the basic facilities which the government provides to its citizens. You can all see on your screens there is a flow chart. There is a chart which illustrates public facilities. You can see there are various pictures and you have to caption the pictures using the words at the bottom. I hope you all can see these pictures. So, children, these pictures, when we talk about these pictures, we first have a bank, church, swimming pool, train station, railway station, post office, phone box, park, hospital, museum, police station, cloth shop, bus stop. In all these pictures, these all, what is common between them? Can you tell, children? So, children, when we are talking about these all places and the common point in between them, the main point is that many of them are being established by the government, first thing, and these facilities actually help the people to serve them the best. These facilities are for public, that is the people of any city, place, town. And now the next question from you is, do you think that life without public facilities is easy? If these facilities do not occur, the life of the people or the public will really become messy, nasty, and boring. When we talk about public facilities, I repeat, children, when we talk about public facilities, these are the facilities that are needed to be provided to the citizens. Example, I repeat the example: hospitals and sanitation, electricity, communication systems, public transport, schools and colleges, fire brigade, roads, trains, airports, etc. These all are known as public facilities. I repeat, these all are known as public facilities. So, children, I hope you must be clear with the term public facilities. I repeat that you must be clear with the term public facilities. Now, what inference? What inference do you derive from this picture? I hope you all are able to see this picture. What inference do you derive from this picture? Why a tanker? Why developed cities face such a situation? Can you all guess, children? Water as a part of the fundamental right to life. When we talk and discuss about water, as we discussed earlier also, that water is an important resource. Water is the basic necessity of a common man. Water, right to water entitles. Children, please pay attention. You can see in this picture a man is carrying water from a tanker. Now, right to water entitles everyone to sufficient, safe, acceptable, physically accessible, and affordable water for personal and domestic use. Now, why we need water, how we can arrange water, and what are the basic formalities to reach water, reach basic necessities and formalities for reaching water. Why this particular statement? Though water is the fundamental right to life, right? But do you think each and every citizen of India is able to access water? In many parts of India, people still starve out of thirst. That is, they die out of water. The biggest example of this water shortage or the supply of water less or inadequate supply of water is the southern part of India. Water is essential for life and for good health. Not only is it necessary for us to be able to meet our daily needs, but safe drinking water can prevent many water related diseases. India has one of the largest number of cases of diseases such as diarrhea, dysentery, and cholera. Many children die out of this. Many children below the age of 5 years die due to the waterborne diseases, or you can say contamination problems. The Constitution of India recognizes the right to water as being a part of the right to life under Article 21. This means that it is the right of every person, whether rich or poor, to have sufficient amounts of water to fulfill his or her daily needs at a price that he or she can afford. In other words, there should be universal access to water. There have been several court cases in which both High Courts and Supreme Court have held the right to safe drinking water as a fundamental right. Hmm. Now, so children, there have been several court cases, there have been complaints, many of the complaints have been lodged, but the main problem which persists is the demand of water. Children, have a look on this picture. The picture which states clean water and sanitation, that is sustainable development goal, that is SDG. I repeat the full form of SDG, sustainable development goal. Now, when we talk about sustainable development goal, what it is, uh, let's take a look on the details given in the textbooks. In 2007, the Andhra Pradesh High Court restated this while hearing a case based on a letter written by a villager of Mehboob district on the contamination of drinking water. The villager's complaint was that a textile company was discharging poisonous chemicals into a stream near his village, contaminating groundwater, which was the source of irrigation and drinking water. The judges directed the Mehboob district collector to supply 25 liters of water to each person in the village. Like water, there are other essential facilities that are needed to be provided for everyone. Last year, you read about two other such facilities, healthcare and sanitation. Similarly, there are things like electricity, public transport, schools, and colleges that are also necessary and that are also known as public facilities, as I described in the beginning itself. Are certain universal, if we talk about public facilities, are certain universal infrastructural facilities that are the requirement of all citizens. These include, I repeat, electricity, healthcare, sanitation, water supply, public transport, schools, and colleges. The government is responsible for providing public facilities, as these are very important and necessary for the people in order to lead their day-to-day lives. Children, because it is not that we are the citizen of a country, so we have the duties. Apart from duties towards the government, apart from the duties, we have some rights also, and these rights have to be successfully granted by the government, as well as the constitution has to look into to the proper functioning of the proper functioning of the facilities that has to be provided by the government, and the functioning of checking whether we the citizen or the public are able to achieve these facilities properly or not. Provision of public facilities needs to be affordable for all, as they require huge investment while being set up. Since private companies operate for profit, they are more likely to look at the cost aspect of their investment in such facilities and would aim to recover their cost. So, if we aim for giving, or you can say facilitating facilities for everyone, at that time we have to look forward to one aim, that if each person is able to purchase electricity, basic amenities, that is electricity, water, transportation, education in affordable rates, so that nobody is left unconsiderate. Look forth. See, children, it is not possible for the government to manage the responsibility of issuing or facilitating the public facilities. See, money in our pocket can't alone buy all the services and goods we may need to live. We also need services such as healthcare, electricity, etc. to be provided by someone. Government takes this responsibility to provide such public facilities to the people, and they need to be nourished as well as respected by the people itself. If the government is trying to help, we also have to take care of these facilities properly. The main agenda in this chapter that has been disclosed is the water problem, water shortage. That is, people should try to take care and of water as a resource. They should not waste water at all. If we talk about the government's role, the government gets money for public facilities from the taxes, and we have to see the taxes should be paid. Although public facilities should be made available to all, in reality, we really find their shortage. As mentioned, that water is public facility for a great importance, but the tragedy is that it is not available to all. The poor people are the worst sufferers because they don't have money to purchase water from private companies, and at times they are drinking water from a borewell or contaminated sources, which is the main cause of illness. So the main initiative that can be taken is that the shortage of municipal water should be avoided. Now, how it can be taken? It, in simple words, we can say it is a failure of the government. The shortage of municipal water is increasingly being filled by an expansion of private companies who are selling water for profit. Now, this has to be looked forward by the public only. And now, How public? Though it is a public facility, but it should be taken care properly. The people, we ourselves, should minimize. If we can't restrict, at least we can minimize the use of water. We should take steps, or we should plan accordingly, which helps us to reduce or minimize the wastage of water. Thank you, children. By this, the this was the last chapter of political science and civics. Now we can move forward with history, in history chapter number 6 in our next class.